Hello, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, a WWE star has confirmed he wants out of the company.
Eric Bischoff is the latest person to be inducted into the 2021 Hall of Fame.
Gonna tell you all about the WWE legend who says he regrets coming out of retirement.
And Triple H has been missing backstage this week for WWE TV tapings. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Let's kick things off by circling back to one of this week and last week's biggest topics, Andrade. It was reported last week that he had requested his release from WWE. It was immediately reported afterwards by Dave Meltzer that WWE had said no. Then it was reported on Monday that he was missing from Raw tapings. So there's a lot going on with the dude, and he has finally spoken out on the matter. He has finally confirmed that yes, the rumors are true. So Andrade, that very, very sexy man, tweeted the following yesterday. The rumors are true, and I don't know what the future holds, but I want to make my dreams come true. Thank you for giving me so much support these last days. So it's a whole deal with Andrade, isn't it? He's been off TV since October. It was reported at the time that he was undergoing a minor surgical procedure. So when you hear minor surgical procedure, you think, that's cool. He'll be back soon. A couple of weeks, maybe a month or two. Who knows? We'll see him soon. Andrade's going to be back. But he hasn't been back. And now clearly he's unhappy in WWE. He's unhappy just sitting around collecting a paycheck, not being used, everything else that usually goes into this argument. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this particular video because later today I have a video coming out that dives all the way into this video essay titled The One Problem with Andrade Nobody Wants to Talk About. Check that out on this channel later on. But as always, only want the best for Andrade. He's an extremely talented guy, and whatever comes next for him, hope it works out.
Yeah, really interesting. A lot of this, what I'm about to say, is just going to be pure speculation because I'm not aware that people know when his contract runs till. So if his contract runs out, by the end of this year, maybe they just sort of shake hands and go their separate ways. But if WWE have him for the next 3 years, it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle this because they clearly only don't want to let him go because they don't want him to go to New Japan or AW or any other promotion. That's kind of inferred when these sort of things happen. But it feels like his position in WWE is kind of untenable now. Having said that, not that this should have any bearing on anything, but he's dating Charlotte Flair, so you'd think that, he doesn't really want to rock the boat with WWE for her in particular. And as we all know, how many times have we seen someone with one foot out the door and then Vince McMahon gets in their ear and suddenly, he's promised them the world and we'll see Andrade back in the immediate aftermath of WrestleMania. Who knows? We'll keep you posted, but make sure you check out Andy's video on that because it's fascinating. I had to read that yesterday. Check that out when it comes out later on today on the channel. We'll move on and talk about the WWE Hall of Fame. Eazy-E Eric Bischoff has been announced as the latest inductee into the 2021 Hall of Fame. We all know about Eric Bischoff, a legend for his time with, mainly WCW, but we know about his storied history before that and obviously after that with WWE, TNA, etc., etc. He joins, of course, Molly Holly in the class of 2021. The Hall of Fame ceremony, it's all a bit up in the air, of course, this year. That's going to go down on the Tuesday the 6th of April. God, that week's mad. So you have the Raw before WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame, 2 NXT takeovers on the Wednesday and Thursday, the SmackDown before WrestleMania, WrestleMania for 2 days, and then the Raw after WrestleMania. But yeah, it's going to be Bischoff, Molly Holly, and the whole class of 2020, presumably who can actually attend for that, who are going to be unveiled on that Tuesday the 6th for the Hall of Fame. But Andy, well deserved this, isn't it, for Bischoff? Such a legend of the industry.
Yeah, Bischoff, he's a controversial guy, but he absolutely deserves an honour like this. He deserves to be in a Hall of Fame because, not only was he a phenomenal TV performer, that's something he doesn't get enough praise for. Eric Bischoff was so good on screen, the smile and the cadence and everything, it was bang on point. But also, he helped WCW with 83 consecutive ratings wins in the Monday Night Wars. He got the NWO idea, took it over from some influences in Japan and elsewhere. He was partly responsible, at least, for bringing Hulk Hogan into WCW, which was big for them as well. So, yeah, man, responsible for some of the biggest successes of the Monday Night Wars. maybe contributed to some of WCW's less great moments as well, but, you know, the positive side of his resume speaks for itself. And, well deserved. I like Eazy a lot, especially as a TV performer, and I wish we had that smile on TV more often, man. He was perfect.
I think as a WWE stan, it's difficult to initially get over that. But, you know, seeing what he did in WWE, and like you say, he played a great heel authority figure, particularly going up against the likes of like John Cena, for example, towards the end. And then, I just really am intrigued by his podcast. I catch 83 Weeks with friend of the channel, Conrad Thompson, on a quite regular basis, because it's just fascinating to hear him talk about stuff in WWE, WCW, and in particularly TNA. I know he did the Victory Road thing a while back, which I thought was just fascinating. And a great entrance theme. So congratulations, Eazy-E.
I'm back. It's a classic entrance theme. I love it.
Banger.
Speaking of coming back, cool. Shawn Michaels has been interviewed by the New York Post, and in this interview, he has said that yes, he regrets coming out of retirement for that match, teaming with Triple H against Kane and The Undertaker at Crown Jewel 2018. Here's the quotation. It's a long one. Strap yourselves in. I do regret it, as in. For me, it was fun. It was just a chance to be with my buddies. All I can do is apologize to the guys. I think people have always been kind of confused with my peace and joy with the way I did things, and that somehow there should be something nagging at me, something left unfinished. I think it's hard for people to not always see me as Shawn Michaels, and I see the entire picture, and I know the guy who started as a 200-pound guy that wasn't supposed to make it. So for me, I compare that to what I did get the opportunity to do, and it's hard not to be happy about that. So he's very happy, he's content in retirement, and he kind of admits that maybe coming back for Crown Jewel 2018 wasn't such a great idea. Now, it's an interesting comment this from Shawn, because while after the match, he very quickly, there was that backstage interview where he was like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm never doing this again. I'm going back to family life, normal life. While that match was kind of panned across the board, Shawn's performance in it was seen as one of the bright points, right, by a lot of people. My personal bright point in that match is the lingering memory of the all-time hilarious moment of Kane's wig falling off. We will never see anything as great as that again. But fair play to Shawn, he's honest. He's going to stay retired. He's happy with his body of work. And it's refreshing to hear a wrestler say, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I just love the fact he said, maybe I shouldn't have had one more match in Saudi Arabia. Cut to the gif of Zombieland where he's wiping away the tears with the dollars. Like, that's what it is, isn't it? We all knew he shouldn't have done it, but come on, we all know why he did it. And, I mean, it's nice to hear him admit it, but if you're a wrestler, if someone offers you the opportunity to have one more go around with your mates, like you said, and chucks a boatload of money at you, as much as, his legacy wasn't destroyed by that. It was a shame that he didn't now have the ending, therefore, off the back of those classics with the Undertaker at WrestleMania. But it is what it is. And plus, I think his retirement to work, he'll come back and do a cinematic match. I reckon. Sting just did one. It looked great. Why don't have Shawn do one? Come on, mate. Because I feel like he needs, and I don't think it's the same as the Undertaker, but I think he wants now that definitive endpoint to his career, and a nice cinematic match may well do that. But let us know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. And from Shawn Michaels, look at this, to Triple H, who has been missing backstage from WWE's TV tapings this week. This being reported by Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. He wasn't around for NXT this week. He wasn't even around for Raw at the Thunderdome either. No word as to why it was. We are not going to speculate as whether it's related to the COVID outbreak in NXT. No word on that, so don't take that as the reason behind it. But we don't know whether he's going to be there for SmackDown tonight, for Fastlane on Sunday. But I tell you what, we'll be there for Fastlane on Sunday. Join us for our live stream reactions, myself and Phil Chambers, at a reasonable time of 11 p.m. here in the UK. That pay-per-view starts. Well, that makes a nice change. But yeah, Triple H, where is he, Andy Murray?
Hey, maybe he's just playing hooky. Maybe he's just skiving off. Who knows? Just, tired of dealing with the old man for a while. I'm just going smoke some illicit substances behind the bike sheds and, get in trouble. Why not? I mean, Triple H is like 50 odd. I don't think he's out there smoking reefer and playing FIFA, but you never know.
Exactly.
Just started a rumour.
Let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. Of course, if you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Marcus Ham, who says, the New Day just won their 11th tag team titles. Do you think WWE is risking, by giving them many title reigns in a short period of time, that it could lead them at some point to become viewed as another Charlotte Flair? Great question.
That's a really good question, but I think what kind of differentiates them winning loads of belts, the New Day winning loads of belts, from Charlotte Flair winning loads and loads of belts, is that for the New Day, I don't think there's like many other tag teams on the roster who people are like looking at and going, oh, I really wish, it's their time to shine. It's not the New Day. The New Day shouldn't have this. It should be this team over here. Like with Charlotte, over the years, you've had so many people from Asuka, Becky, Bayley, Sasha, loads and loads of people you could Rhea Ripley at Mania last year. Loads of people you could argue should have had the belt when Charlotte had it or when Charlotte won it. With the New Day, I don't think you have that. And look, the New Day are just super over as baby faces, permanently over as baby faces, and understandably so, because they're lovely guys, they're really endearing, they've got staying power. So it's a really great question, this. I love this. But I think that, the situations outside, maybe if the tag division had more people that the fans were clamoring for, but as things stand, I think the New Day are okay.
Yes, I completely agree with what you said there. I think, they're just generally perceived inside and outside the ring to just be a lovely bunch of lads, and I have not heard a single whisper of them holding other tag teams down. Not that I'm suggesting Charlotte Flair does that, but the company obviously prioritises her, as you said, over the likes of people like Rhea Ripley, and that's why she's stigmatised. Plus, she's a woman, and we all know the inherent, problems with that within the wrestling industry. So I don't think so. But go easy on Charlotte. It's not all her fault, to be perfectly honest, as much as I do moan about it seemingly on a weekly basis. Second question today comes from California Prole, who says, hey, gents, it's my birthday. First of all, happy birthday. I was wondering what 2 matches between New Japan and AEW you'd like to see that haven't happened before.
So I've been thinking about this a lot. One that I think would be a really fun clash of styles is Shingo Takagi and Darby Allin. I think it would be insane. I mean, Shingo versus anyone is going to be really good. But the one that interests me the most, and it wouldn't be the flashiest match, it wouldn't be the most athletic, it wouldn't have the most high spots, but I think it might have the most craftsmanship and attention to the small details and nuances of pro wrestling that nerds like me get really, really hyped up for. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Christian Cage. I think... yeah, man, I think that, depending on how Christian is when he comes back, I think that would be special. Yeah.
Says a lot about you and me when you come up with those great matches, and my mind goes, Jeff Cobb versus Marco Stunt? Yeah, sounds good. Let us know your thoughts on some matches you'd love to see in the comment section below. Jesus Christ. Final question today comes from Dan Cassidy, who says, good day, lads. Hope you're well. Well, both very well, thanks, Dan. Hope you are, mate. Just wanted to get your thoughts on an upcoming match between big Chris Sutton and our own Drew McIntyre. Not going to lie there, mini Twitter beef has made my morning before I leave for work. In case you're unaware, Drew McIntyre is a massive Rangers fan. Chris Sutton, Celtic legend, Scottish football, rivalry, etc. Andy, take it away.
Right, so I don't want to get too into the football thing because, as the owner of this fine sloth here, lovely, you can probably tell that I'm not particularly fond of either of the big Glasgow clubs. Although I will say congratulations on the remarkable achievement to the Rangers for winning the Scottish title so soon after forming. It's like 10 years ago. That's remarkable. What an achievement for such a young club. I'm just joking. Don't get upset. Please don't get upset. Chris Sutton is an amazing pundit. Why? Because he doesn't care. His goal is to wind people up. He's really good at winding people up. I am endlessly entertained by him winding people up. Chris Sutton is going to kick Drew McIntyre's ass. You heard it here first.
Let us know in the comments more football versus wrestling rivalries you'd love to see. I want to see Roy Keane versus Brock Lesnar for big men slapping meat. Andy, any matches for you?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic versus MJF for the promos alone.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Right, let's finish up with today's and finally. And we talked about Andrade at the beginning. We're going to conclude by talking about Keith Lee, who sent out a message overnight that says, I hear many of you, I see many of the messages. One day I will explain it all for the ones true to me. For now, know that I more than appreciate the continued support. And when I return, it will be filled with all the love I have for those that represent this Legion. I just wanted to give him a nod from everyone here at What Culture Wrestling. We cannot wait to see Keith Lee back in the ring. Stop messing him up, WWE.
Put him on TV, man. This is weird.
How have you buggered this up? He came in as the bloody double champ in NXT, basically. Put him in a sodding tennis skirt. Right, anyway, let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Daily wrestling podcast, including the SmackDown preview and Wrestle Culture with a hashtag Bloody Good quiz later on today. Plus, you can let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. You can follow Andy Murray at...
You can follow me at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Here's a Sloth.
Follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at What Culture WWE. But for now, my thanks to Andy Murray, his Sloth. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.